Cougan Cassius, IFL TV in association with MGM Marbella. We're at Civic Hall in Wolverhampton. We've got Ricky Hatton. Tough opponent Rudenko was for Lucas Brown.
Very tough opponent. You know, he come here with a good record, good knockout percentage, and like all fighters from that part of the world, very tough. He took some really big punches from Lucas. I don't think Lucas was at his best. You know, he had a couple of duck cuts to deal with. In fact, he had 3 in the end. You know, 2 up, 1 over each eye and 1 on his lip, which always makes you under pressure. You're forcing the fight, but. Yeah, you know, a good win for him. 12 rounds under his belt and a really, you know, hot-paced fight. There's things he can go back to the gym and work on, you know, with his trainer, Jeff Fennick. But yeah, tough night's work, and sometimes you need them fights in order to improve. You know what I mean? You know, if you get to that world title fight and you've never had fights such as that, then you're going to be found wanting.
How did you assess his fitness levels during the fight?
I think his fitness levels were good. He was tired. He said he was tired from about maybe 8 rounds onwards. But he was able to dig it out and keep the pace going, really. So, you know, when you think of the size of the man, it was a very hot-paced fight, so he's not got the worst conditioning in the world. I think he could be better, though. I think he could be coming a little bit lighter. He's not the, you know, speed is not Lucas's game, but I think he can give himself the best speed he possibly can by coming in, you know, maybe 18.5 stone, I think, something like that. You know, he's a little bit more solider, and you know, he's dangerous from his first belt to the last belt. I think he'd be even more dangerous, you know, in them championship rounds if he was just a little bit lighter, just a little bit cumbersome at times.
To be fair to Andre Rudenko, he took some cracking shots throughout that fight, especially.
I was surprised how well he did take him. Yeah. You know, you know, there was loads of times he was hurt, you know, but he was probably hurt from the beginning to the last, to be honest. He was taking some massive shots. When you see some of the damage Lucas does to some opponents, that's credit to him. But they were bouncing off him at times. He was hurt, and you could see him wincing, and I thought, he's going, and he stayed in there, you know. So you know, you got to give credit to the opponent. They were very tough.
As a promoter, what will you look to do for him now?
Well, he's defending his WBC title, so he'll move up the rankings there in the WBC. You know, he's also added the WBA international title, so he'll move up in the WBA. So he's right on the door now. You know, if we can push towards the Chagev fight, I think that would be a good one for Lucas. I think he'd win that. I think because he stands, you know, Chagev stands in front of you, and if you stand in front of Lucas, I think you've got a great chance. But I think to beat Chagev, he's got to improve on that one a little bit, you know, just a little bit.
Lucas has always been linked with our British domestic heavyweights. Would you put him in with any of them, like, you know, the Furies, the Chizoras,
not unless it was worth our while, because Lucas in many ways is ahead of them progress-wise. If you look at his world rankings, so it would be a silly fight to make. What, you know, the one would be for either them to win a world title first, and then for them to match. If them fights come along, you know, and it's worth Lucas's while, and it's worth Tyson's while, and Chizora's while, then you definitely go for it. But you know, my goal is not for Lucas Brown to beat Tyson Fury or Derek Chisora. My goal is for Lucas Brown to fight for the world title. You know, so I mean. But if them fights come along, you know, Lucas, he'd fight anyone. Yeah.
Just like me, I'd fight anyone, you know.
Well, you've never wanted to fight me. I've offered enough times, you tosser, haven't I?
Yeah, but you do it via text. If you ring me and put an offer.
I'm offering you now, you clown. Come on.
Okay, come mate. Okay, mate. I don't want to tempt you out of a diamond now. But listen, all in like, so this Rudenko, you know, he was what he was, and to be fair, Lucas ain't going to fight fighters like him every time anyway. So
no, you know, you need fights like them. You know, Lucas has been the distance against, you know, James Toney and people like that, but he was in his comfort zone. That one, he's got 12 rounds under his belt in a competitive fight in a comfort zone. You know, and you look at the heavyweights in there, you know, when you look what damage Lucas does and how hard he hits, it'll be tough for any heavyweight, you know, to get him out of there. I think, you know, he's, you know, we've got to give him credit. You know, he's not the most gifted of opponents. Lucas was able to win the fight. I think there was no doubt about the decision, but it was never easy. But I think any heavyweight who fights that kid, I think would struggle getting him out of there. He is tough. All
right, Ricky, and thanks to IFL TV. Before you start throwing punches,
pleasure, mate.
Pretending you're a fighter.
Pleasure, mate.
All right, Cougan Cassius, IFL TV, Ricky Hatton. Thanks a lot. All right, easy, son. Let me go.